Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 17th of December 2023. Today's video is for grown up people. Okay, so if any children in the room, please ask them to leave. Today's video is a little bit interesting name, Islam and self effing, and you know what I mean. And this sentence was said by Elon Musk about a week ago when he was in an interview with a journalist, and the journalist was trying to convey that if you don't capitulate and forget about principles, you are going to lose money. And this, what many people are afraid of. I will lose my job. I will lose my income. I will lose material things. Hence, I give in a little bit. And a year later, you give a little more, until you lose your principles. If you didn't hear that, it's on YouTube. And there was one man sitting in the audience. His name was Bob. And this Bob was in charge of Disney for advertisement of Disney. And Elon Musk, as you know, he bought Twitter, which he called it later X. And the journalist was telling Elon Musk that people will not advertise on X if you keep your position. You have to change your position, otherwise people will not advertise. So he kind of got irritated, and he said, if you don't want to advertise, don't advertise. And then he followed up and he said, if you don't want to advertise, go and F yourself. Bob, are you listening? Bob is the guy from Disney. And to me, what he's, I don't like vulgar words, and I'm really sure somebody like Elon Musk, he wouldn't like to use vulgar words. However, sometimes you have to make an exception to convey the message. And this is what he did. Okay? A person, he is the wealthiest man on earth. And he didn't reach this position by being vulgar. He needs to keep good relations with everyone. However, one thing is I appreciate about him, that his mind is very clear. You cannot use money to manipulate me, to let me follow your way, deviate from my principle of knowing what's right, what's wrong. This is very, very wrong. If a person deviates, you shouldn't trust a person who goes with whoever to make a couple of extra bucks. This is a person that we should never trust. However, when you stand up like that, like Elon Musk, and make a straight cut, okay, and when he follow up with go and F yourself, that means I don't want you anymore. Okay? So he is clear, not just with Disney, but with everyone else. You don't want to advertise? Get lost. Get lost. That's where I stand, and I will not compromise my position. I wish everyone else in the media had such attitude. All of them sell out, with exception of very few. They make millions a year. All these TV anchors in the big stations, They are paid in the millions every year. And if you don't say what you are told, you get fired. The millions are cut off. So many people compromise. It's okay. Yeah, it's wrong, but I have to say it. It's my job. Somebody like Carlson in Channel in Fox News, he wanted to speak his mind. He was fired. He didn't care. The best thing, the person whom you can trust, is a person who has only one side. He doesn't compromise, he or she. That person will be trusted. So, why am I saying this? Recently, I heard, it's not so much on the news. That was an accident, and I found out that Denmark now is trying to figure out a way so that they can apply a law that if you say bad things about religions, you could go to jail, you could go to prison for 2 months and pay financial amount of money. It doesn't matter how much, even if it's $1, it's just to humiliate the person. And when you say it's criticism of religion and they leave it open, actually, Christianity in Europe is criticized by many. And many people actually curse Jesus and curse Christianity. And you hear nothing. I mean, those who believe in Jesus, they may be upset, but they know everyone is free to speak. That's for everybody. Freedom of speech. You have the right to speak your mind. Okay? So, but if you go to a dictatorship country, whether it's a caliphate country or communist country, such as Kim Jong-un in North Korea, can any one of the North Korean people just say, I disagree with the leader, with Kim Jong-un, you will be killed. Okay? You will be killed. And the same thing, if you have one of these caliphate countries that like it existed 1400 years ago, in that caliphate country, Islamic country, if you insult the founder of Islam, even if you repent, you must be killed. You will be killed. If you insult God, you are forgiven. It's okay. But you insult the Prophet, his messenger, his servant, you are to be killed. You are dead meat. And take it further, after he left and died, kicked the bucket, if you insult the Caliphate, the guy who came after him, you will be killed. And if Islam, let's say, have succeeded 100% to create a caliphate country like Afghanistan, and one of the Afghan people cursed the caliphate or criticized him, opened his mouth, he would be killed. Alright? So, Denmark and Sweden are trying to apply the law of punishing anyone who criticizes religions. But with religions, they mean criticizes Islam. Because recently, about a couple of months ago, there was a young man, I'm sure many of you have heard of him, whose Iraqi origin from the Yazidi people, he was imprisoned and he suffered, and when he came out, he migrated to Sweden, and there he burned the Book of Muhammad, that they call it they call it the noble Quran. I call it the unnoble Quran or unholy Quran or whatever. And we have to be bold in our. I mean, I'm not saying risk your life. You do whatever you want, okay? But we have to be bold. Otherwise, if these people succeed in only one single country in Europe, and this is practically, you capitulated to this nonsense. If Denmark, and I'm very sure that the politicians in Denmark are aware of how dirty this book is, they know. But probably out of fear, probably they are paid, probably they are from the far left, and the far left is practically they agree with the Kim Jong-un and the communist system, and they want every country to be like that. They are on top leading, they are the leaders, they are the caliphate or leaders, and the peasant, all of us follow them. And when this happens, you seal your mouth, you shut up, you don't open your mouth. It's if you want to open your mouth, you open it to praise Kim Jong-un, to say how wonderful he is, to teach kids that he is the best God, not man. They look at him as a God, the best God on earth. Okay? And the same in the Islamic country, you don't open your mouth to criticize the caliphate. You can only open your mouth to say how wonderful he is. Even if he beats you up, takes away your freedom, still he is wonderful. Otherwise you are killed. You are to be killed. So in Denmark and Sweden, they are now negotiating to prevent violence. Because last time when this young man burned that unholy book, yes, there were demonstration and violence, yes. But do you want your freedom to be taken away from you? Do you want to live in such a country like North Korea or worse than Afghanistan? I don't think so. I don't want to live in this country. I don't live in a country like that. I would prefer to die fighting, speaking my mind, than live in such country. So here in America, America is the freest country in the world. And the reason is because of the Constitution. The founding fathers here in America, they wanted to be free from the tyranny that they experienced in Europe. They escaped Europe, they came here, and they knew, now I am free, I can speak my mind, I cannot just praise the king or the queen, I can criticize the king, the queen, the leaders, everyone. Nobody's immune. And when it's like that, the leader will also try to improve. It's not like everybody's applauding them and saying how wonderful he is and he stinks. Okay? No. When they're like here in America, when Trump was president, everybody criticized him. when what's his name, Biden is a president, everybody can criticize him. Although the media is not doing that, they prefer to criticize only one side that they don't like, who is advocating freedom, because freedom is dangerous for dictatorship. They want close your mouth and you must say yes, sir. So they use that thing, that close your mouth so that we don't have any trouble. Shut your mouth. Otherwise, there will be demonstrations, there will be problems all over. No, let's be quiet, let it pass. So we don't criticize anything. Whether it's Hamas, whether it is Quran, whether it is the president, let it pass. No. Once you give up, especially the First Amendment. The First Amendment here in America, it has 5 subsections. It's freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom of assembly, freedom of taking your grievances of the government. Talk to the government and tell them what wrong they are doing and they should stop. You can demonstrate against the government. And the forefather, when they established this, they said without the First Amendment, none of the other amendments have any meaning really. And these freedoms, they are not given by America or the American government or the founding fathers. These are natural rights that every human being has. The Second Amendment is the freedom to defend yourself. Here in America, it was all over America, all the states of the United States and Canada and even Mexico, you have the right to own and bear arms. Anyone can buy and carry firearms in case if you get somebody crazy coming to harm you or harm your family, you have the right to shoot him, kill him even, if needed, to protect your family, to protect yourself. Self-defense. One time I was talking to a person from Japan and he was telling me, we don't have Second Amendment in Japan. I said, you do. The problem is the government took it away from you. Everyone has Second Amendment right. These are rights endowed in you. You have the right to defend yourself. If anything cause harm to yourself, to your body, to your mind, you have the right to defend by any means. So whether it's Europe, Germany, Britain, France, these countries, they don't believe, they took away the Second Amendment from the public, from the people. But everyone has the right to defend himself or herself. Okay? Your children have to learn how to defend themselves. And if this First Amendment taken away, you lose all of your freedom. All of them. Already they succeeded in some states in the United States. They don't allow the public to own firearms. And these are the states like Illinois, Chicago is the worst in safety. If the public cannot defend themselves, by the time the police come, somebody calls the police, by the time the police comes, the person is already killed. Whereas the states that allows the public to carry firearms, it's way less crime, because the criminals are afraid that everyone else has firearms. So if I'm a criminal and I try to rob somebody, I don't know the guy behind me. Maybe he has a gun. Maybe he can shoot me. And then what did I do? I lost my life for trying to rob somebody. So there is less crime. People help each other in that manner. You see a bad guy, you have the means to stop him. Once that First Amendment is lost, you lose your speech. You lose, even if you believe in God, whatever God you believe in, you don't have that freedom anymore. You don't have that luxury. They will tell you what God to believe in, what ideology to follow, how and when to open your mouth, or shut your mouth forever. We'll give you some food, a little bit to survive, and when you are dead, go to wherever you want. Whatever it is, go to hell. So now, when Denmark, Sweden, and probably other European countries, and probably America too, we know that Canada, the guy, this Trudeau thing, is one with the left and Muslim. So I'm sure somebody like him, he will be examining that law. Oh, that sounds good. So we can shut people up. All right? So Denmark, probably out of ignorance too, it could be, they are capitulating to the Islamic terrorist by adapting that, they call it law. It's a bunch of gang pressing on you to accept this nonsense as a law, not to criticize. Criticism is, you have the right. How would you know the right from wrong if you don't look carefully at everything and criticize it? When you go to the supermarket to buy tomatoes, for example, you say, I'll buy from this supermarket because their tomato is fresh, the other one doesn't look so good to me. That's a judgment. That you make a decision. In these countries, you're not allowed to. You do what you're told. And Denmark now, you are spiraling down. And actually, you know what? You do that is not just that the people of Europe will suffer. Even the Muslims who ran away, who escaped that nonsense in their country, the oppression that they experience, and the shutting of the mouth in their country, they are bringing this garbage to Europe and to America and to many places to shut everybody up. After that, where are you going to run? Where? Okay. I'm sorry I ranted a lot today. Thank you very much. I hope to hear from you.